welcome back. Where have I put the instructions? I was sure I brought them up here. Evidently not. But today is Sunday and I leave for my holiday on Friday. And this raincoat is nowhere near ready to go. Thankfully, it is glorious weather and it is forecast to be glorious weather. But I still want to get this done. So I'm going to try and do 2 20-minute sessions today. I would count how many stages that is, but I can't find what I've done with the instructions. Typical. But I know enough to get started, which is that it's time to machine all the pocket bits that I tacked on yesterday. The right side, unfortunately, and it's already all marked. Oh well, okay. So I'm actually going to sew this from the wrong side so that I can really accurately follow my lines, because all the sewing lines are now covered up by bits of fabric and I need to be absolutely certain that I'm catching here down and not going any further. So just re-threaded my machine. I haven't included that in my timings, but there it is. Let's go. Let's go this way. Easier. So I'm going to try really accurately not stitch over my tacking stitches. I'm going to switch my machine setting so that the needle automatically ends in the down position. I've seen them. Where are my little scissors there? And I'm also just going to kind of undo the tacking as I go. And the reason I'm undoing the tacking as I go, like that, is so that I don't trap it all in. It does mean things risk moving, however, so. Let's see how that went. Not well. It's my own fault for taking the tacking out. I've learnt my lesson. I'll leave the tacking in on this one. I think I might need a new needle. Or something. Something's not right with the tension. Well, that's one done. Oh, definitely sewn too far there. So my dilemma is I have to make sure I'm sewing over the very edge of the welt. See, that's through the welt. There we are. There we go. And so now for the scary bit. then all of this should post through the letterbox, as it were. See, this is where I've gone too far and I need to unpick it. So I'm going to have a little hole there. Oh, and that's Woody and Sagan back from their walk. Hello. Hi, puppy. Did you bring me a shoe? We've had a puppy join us. Eh? I've got just under 8 minutes left on my timer. So let's see what more I can do. I've cut this one open. Let's do this one. It's been a very long time since I've done a welt pocket, I can tell you. And this end. Okay, now let's take out this tacking as best we can anyway, but then post it all through the letterbox. The thing that's tripping me up with these pockets, let me demonstrate. So we've posted everything through. One of the next steps, once I've stitched up the pocket bag, is to top stitch the welt in place. But because the markings for the pocket are exactly the same size as the welt, unless I've done something wrong, there's no fabric. There's not going to be any fabric there for me to top stitch it to, apart from on this side of the opening. So had I realised that as I was cutting and stitching and everything, I might have done things differently. Or if this was a draft of my own that I had bothered to draft, I would have made sure that something like that, you know, I'd thought of. But alas, now I have to figure out how to make this work. First of all, I'm gonna have to finger press all of this. I would also machine that to there. Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Would also ideally overlock the edges of these pocket bags. Oh. Well, that's my 20 minutes up. I mean, I knew this was a bit ambitious to try and get these pockets done in 20 minutes. Still. I wish I could go home and get my samples that I made from university, because I can't remember what I do with this little flappy triangle. And I know I've got to, where I've snipped in to make the Y shape, you end up with this little triangle flapping about. I've got to catch it down somewhere, and I can't remember where and how I trap it down. Well, I'm going to have a rest and think about that, and then I will come back to do another 20 minutes. Have I rested? Of course not. I've been sat here looking at this, trying to figure out how to make it work. And I ended up watching somebody else's tutorial and it triggered my memory. So I finally know what I'm doing. I probably shouldn't have done the understitching the way I did it, but here we are. So my issue, if you like now, is obviously these pocket pieces don't line up. So we'll sort of have to improvise how we sew the two of them together. But I at least know what I'm doing with my little flappy triangles. So I think I'm going to start my next timer. I'm going to sew and finish one pocket so that I have the finished one to look at for the second one, if that makes sense. But let's go, another 20 minutes. Okay, so let's start with getting these little triangles machined into position. can remember one of my university lecturers teaching me how to do this, and he would absolutely hammer these little things backwards and forwards on the sewing machine a million times. I haven't gone that far, but that's the thing, I suppose, with costume making. It's got to last a million years, and you've got to trust an actor with it. Oh, completely fucked that one, haven't I? I mean, good job I didn't hammer it in position a million times. Let's try that again then. Fuck. Oh my god, this is so fiddly and difficult. I mean, it's going to have to be close enough, isn't it? Okay, I think we're rocking and rolling. Got a tiny little bit poking out. Okay, so I had to go and do some dog mum duties for a little while. And so I don't know if you can see exactly what I mean here. I've got the timer paused. Just got a little bit of lining poking out where it's sort of rolled too far. Now, could probably attempt to get that under the sewing machine and fix it, but I think I'm just going to carry on and come back to that and hand sew it later, because I just can't be faffing around. Like you can see, I've already marked the fabric. At this point, I just need to carry on. So that's one done. Hoping the next one where I haven't, because what I needed to do, I'd edge stitched here and I need to be able to flip it that way to make sewing these little triangles easier. So hang on, let's start the timer. Ta-da! And I'll sit here and do some finger pressing, and hopefully we'll have two finished pockets by the end of this second 20-minute session. Thankfully, I mean, having a nice long break in the middle to just go and watch dogs play was has made this a little bit less intense for me. So this corner here, you see how that curves there? I've not quite sewn off. What I need to do is snip a bit further. There we are, that's much squarer. Something funny's happening here. So here I've sewn too far, there we are. This is the thing, because with things like this, you have to be so precise. And I just don't think, I mean, commercial or independent pattern companies ever really prepare you for just how precise you have to be. you know, millimetre precise, stitch width precise. Yes, that's acceptable. Let's do the other side. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Nearly drifted off the fabric entirely while I was thinking about other things. Not my finest craftsmanship. I feel like I'm rushing now. But to be fair, I am on a deadline, so. Oh, that's it. I'm gonna top stitch the pockets and then I'm gonna call this good. Okay. Oh. I mean, it's definitely not my finest craftsmanship on the inside, but on the outside, right? Right? That's acceptable as a pocket, no? Wish I'd top stitched there. They don't look too shabby. A little bit of a pucker and a little bit of a fray there, but not anything hideous. This is where I discover I've... Oh, okay. So this is where I've discovered I've made 2 left fronts. Yeah, not perfect. Not perfect, but a tiny weeny. All I've got to do is roll that in there and put a little stitch in it, and it'll be fine. So I think I'm happy with that. And like, if that stitch happens 3 years from now, which it might, I doubt these pockets will hold up. But, well, the pocket bag certainly won't hold up without any overlocking or anything. So I might have to redo this anyway at some point in the future. I also want to make another version of this pattern. So anyway, for now, let's tick off what I've done. So we've done step 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Yay! So I've got to join everything together. Got to do the hood and the collar, and then we're on to the finishing steps. Because I've done everything there now, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 steps left. Think I can do it by Friday? It's like 3 steps a day. More like 4 steps a day. I think it's doable. Of course, the temptation now is for me to try and get as much done as possible today, or to just like try and bash this out. It's not the point of the project. I really don't know what to do. So I'll leave this open for now. You will know by whatever's happening if I carried on today or not. Let's see what I decide. Thanks for watching. See you next time.